So apparently, when you ask God for a practical example, please be very specific. Because days before I got stuck in our office elevator, I asked in a security meeting what we're supposed to do when someone got stuck in the elevator or when the elevator suddenly malfunctions. And then on a completely normal Tuesday morning, guess who became the practical example? So let me take you back to that fateful Tuesday morning. Nothing unusual. I got to the office, met a colleague who was having a conversation with someone, and of course, I greeted them and headed towards the elevator. I pressed the elevator button and waited for it to come down. And just as it came down, my colleague got there. So I asked, "Are you coming with me?" And then he said, "Oh, he's going to use the stairs because he was still having his conversations." And I was like, "Okay." So I entered the elevator and then the doors closed and the elevator started moving. And literally few seconds after, everything changed. The elevator started shaking, the lights started twitching, going on and off, and then the little screen in the elevator had this warning error, it came out with some warning errors, and then before I could even read it, this thing started talking. The elevator is faulty. The elevator is faulty. And I was like, is this actually happening? Because days before I got stuck in the elevator, we had a safety and infrastructure meeting. I was the same person who asked the question about elevator safety. Because my department and other departments recently moved to the 3rd floor and we started using the elevator very often, like more actively. So I asked the question, what were you supposed to do if someone got stuck in the elevator? And then the ISO officer, I remember very well, said, "We pray it doesn't happen." And even if it happens, someone has been trained to rescue. So I'm wondering, I am inside and I am alone. What was I supposed to do? It is actually happening. And just as I was thinking about all this, remembering all what happened prior to me getting stuck in the elevator, the lights completely went off inside the elevator. And here I was inside alone in the heat, in total darkness. God. So I reached out for my phone, and then the first thing that came to mind was to turn on my flashlight. Of course, I turned it on and then I located the emergency bell inside the elevator. I pressed it, but then I realized it was very faint. The volume was very faint. I was wondering if someone outside could even hear it. So the next thing that came to mind was to call the colleague who I was supposed to be in the elevator with, who miraculously escaped. I wanted to call him and then tell him, because he was the only one who saw me enter the elevator. God. Now I called and then it couldn't be reached. God, I was so scared, very scared. At that point, I was literally panicking. Went crazy because I was thinking, what if no one gets to know I'm stuck in there? So the next thing that came to mind was to go to WhatsApp. I went to WhatsApp, I found a company page, and then I typed in bold, "I'm stuck in the elevator. Please, I need help." And I was praying that at least the network doesn't fail me and then it gets delivered. Luckily for me, it got delivered, and then one director actually responded very fast. He went like, "Be calm, help is coming." God, I was not relieved though, because at least someone knows I'm stuck in there, and then of course, help was coming. A few minutes later, all my colleagues who had read my message on the WhatsApp group and were currently present at work all came down to the ground floor to help in the rescue mission. I could hear their voices from inside, and I think I became much better. Some of them were trying to crack jokes and tease me all along just to make light of the situation, because they knew I was scared in there. And honestly, I needed all those jokes because God, I was really scared.
Vicky, your friend follow, TK follow. I'm going to say this next week.
Inside the elevator were emergency contact numbers. So whilst I was in there, I tried reaching out to some of the numbers. I called several times, no one answered. But then thankfully, one number called back, and then it was the company that actually installed the elevator. So I told them my situation, told them I'm stuck in the elevator. And then he went like, oh, so you're the one in USG? I was like, oh, yes. And then he said, oh, apparently they've trained someone to help in the rescue mission. But then they were told that the person is not at work at the moment. And as such, they would have to come and then rescue me. So I went like, oh, okay. So please, how long will it take for you to get here? And the man said, oh, it will take like 30 minutes. God, 30 good minutes in the elevator, all alone, in this darkness, in this heat. Oh God, I was so scared. I was so scared though. At this point, I was sweating very profusely. It was very hot in there, like very, very hot in there. I was getting dehydrated and I needed water. So I reached out for my bag because normally I carry water from the house. And of all mornings, when I checked the bag, the bottle was empty. I forgot to fill my bottle of water before coming to work. God! What would I do? So I started shouting and then hitting the elevator doors. Guys, I need water. Guys, I need water. I'm very thirsty. And then my colleagues were outside. They didn't even know what to do. They were just trying so hard to at least try and open the door. Just try and open the door. So they tried. And then luckily, they were able to create a small hole down there in the elevator. And then they passed the bottle of cold water to me. God, when I got the cold water, I finished it very quickly. And then at least I got a little relief. Hey, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. So my colleagues kept trying. They just wanted to rescue me. So they later found out that I wasn't even on the ground floor, neither was I on the first floor. I was midway, hanging in the air. Yeah, so they started cracking jokes about it. They're like, hey, Vicky, maybe I will do no. So they were teasing me like, instead of you using the stairs, you always want to use the elevator. You always want to use the elevator. And somehow they were right, because since I realized there was an elevator, come on, why would I use the stairs? Whether I'm going to the first floor, the second floor, wherever I'm going, I enter the elevator. So somehow I was the right scapegoat to use after all.
Hey.
Midway.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first.
But jokes aside, I ended up spending 50 minutes inside the elevator. But eventually, I got rescued. Girl really suffered. Hey!
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this?
How do you feel about it? I tell God thank you. My first exercise. How you feeling? Oh, no cry, no cry.
I nearly passed out.
So
Immediately I got out, I vowed never to enter the elevator again. And of course, I meant it. Because for weeks, I couldn't bring myself to enter the elevator. But eventually my HR called me and then tried talking me into overcoming my fears. Yeah, so he insisted that I try using the elevator so that I can at least overcome that fear. So I heeded to him, and then I eventually started using it from time to time, but only if I'm entering with someone. If I was to enter alone, it was a no for me, and then that went on for months. Fast forward, I'm so comfortable again. I can now enter the elevator alone without needing someone to join me. And I'm glad I actually pushed through that fear. And then this is a very good experience, a very good one. So I know that in any situation like that, first of all, I have to be calm, use the emergency systems provided, contact someone for help, and then wait for help as well. So I think, I have the experience, yeah. And yes, I've had my own experience already. I don't think I need another practical lesson because why was I even the scapegoat in this elevator wahala in the first place? Well, that's life. It can happen to anyone. Yeah, so of course, I'll still use the elevator again. And yes, I will enter it anytime, any day, with no fear.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you